What is up, guys? My name is Harry Rice, and welcome back to the channel. Today is a brand new video in 25 Days of Harry, and today it is Christmas Eve. That is right, it is the final day before Christmas, and which means the final video before the big end-of-year extravaganza, I guess you could say. Today it is going to be a media-related video again. It's one related to tomorrow's video in a way. In a way, it's kind of a preview of tomorrow's video. I think you guys know what tomorrow's video is. If you don't, you'll find out at the end of this video. But yeah, today is the top 10 favorite TV shows in my collection. Christmas Eve. Let's just get right into it. This is gonna be probably a bit of a shorter video, mostly just because I don't have too much to say about some of these shows, I think. And I need to prepare for tomorrow's video anyways, so yeah, let's get right into it. Number 10 is Cheers. Number 10 is Cheers. I don't have any of these on DVD. I'm gonna say for today's video and tomorrow's video, if I do have any, if I have any of whatever I'm talking about on DVD, I will showcase them. But Cheers, I've only seen the first season of this still, a year after I started watching it. I've still only seen the first season. This is kind of just here because I didn't want to put Riverdale at number 10, and I really couldn't, especially after it lost me in the third season, and season 1 or 2 are just fucking ridiculous looking back at it. But Cheers is here. It's kind of a funny show. I think most people should enjoy it. Up next is number 9, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I don't know what happened there. For some reason, it wasn't responding to me. And this is one I do have on DVD, Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. If you guys watched the TV show collection, then you guys would know that. This one, I've still only seen the first 3 seasons. I've not seen after Daphne Maxwell Reid took over as Aunt Vivian for Janet Hubert. Have not seen the reunion either, which I've heard is actually really, really good. It's a goofy sitcom. It's fun. Fresh Prince of Bel Air is really, really funny. I've enjoyed some of what I've seen of it. Some episodes are kind of meh, but a lot of them are fairly good. It's kind of good background noise, and I mean that in the best way. I mean that in the best way possible. But Fresh Prince, check it out. Will Smith plays himself pretty much and just gets into a bunch of wacky situations. Number 8 is ScoobyDoo Mystery Incorporated. This was not on the list last year. I do not believe so. I haven't even completed the first of 2 seasons. But this is a really, really fun show. I really like that it takes ScoobyDoo, slightly modernizes it. I really like the theme song, but I like that it's not just the standard, oh, they're going around solving mysteries, that there's kind of an overarching plot to at least the first season. I'm pretty sure it's in the second season as well. But I do like that there's an overarching plot of trying to figure out who the big mastermind behind everything that's going on, about finding out who it is. And I really like that idea in Scooby-Doo of having something bigger than just, oh, a bunch of random criminals are trying to get away with stuff in Scoobyville. But Mystery Incorporated, it's a fun animated show. I would check it out. It's pretty fun. I like it. Number 7 is Stranger Things. This one falls down the list quite a bit, actually. This one, I believe, was I want to say it was in the top 3 last year, but I'm not 100% sure. But Stranger Things does fall a little bit down the list. It's a good show, though. I do like it. The first 3 seasons are really good. I especially really enjoy the first season. Second season is decent, not too much to remember about it, but the third season I really liked. I do think I would have my rankings right now as season 1, 3, and 2. Of course, we're waiting on season 4 to come out. That is going to happen next year in 2021. Very, very excited for season 4 and season 5 whenever it does come out. But yeah, it's really interesting to see how Hawkins progresses as we go from 11, Mike, the other ones, Dusty, how they all progress from just these kids that just happened to meet 11, who didn't have any control of her powers really, to season 3 and now getting into season 4, where 11 is starting to progress as a character and starting to adapt more to human qualities, really. And I really like the concept of the show as well, with the Demogorgons. And a spoiler alert for season 3, if you guys have not seen it, that there's still one left, being held in Russia with Sheriff Hopper, which I'm really, really excited to see where that storyline goes. Really interested as well to see how 11, Joe Keery, and Winona Ryder come back to Hawkins. If they just get word that Hopper's still alive, and so they have to come back to, and so they come back to Hawkins, and then they have to go to Russia or whatever, or if Hopper's gonna find a way to get back to Hawkins himself. I think it'll be really, really interesting. But I do think the show should probably get a 5th season, I think. But Stranger Things, it's fun. Number 6, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What a way to follow up Stranger Things. It's Always Sunny, or Always Sunny is a fantastic show. It is probably some of the funniest stuff I've seen on TV. I've watched a few episodes, especially recently. Have not seen the most recent season, unfortunately, though. But yeah, I've seen, I want to say, a good majority of the first 6 or 7 seasons, and then some episodes sprinkled in from season 7 onwards. But it is still really, really funny. The best way I could describe this show is kind of like Fresh Prince, except if everyone was a complete asshole, and it was incredibly funny. That's Always Sunny. It's 5 guys. One of them is Danny DeVito, so I don't even need to keep talking anymore. But it's these 5 guys. One of them is Danny DeVito, who go out and just get themselves into a whole bunch of shit, and it's funny. It's just funny. That's not even the best way for me to describe it, but check out Always Sunny. Number 5 is SpongeBob SquarePants, which I do have several DVDs for. Absorbing Favorites, Christmas. There you go. I'm letting you guys see a little bit of it. Halloween, SpongeBob Goes Prehistoric, Hide and Seek, and To Love a Patty. This show is just fun. It's classic cartoon goodness. SpongeBob is probably the best cartoon that is on this list. Wink, wink. But SpongeBob is a fantastic show. Every episode from the first 3 seasons, and even some in season 4 and 5, are really, really funny. Really love the first 3 seasons, as I think everyone does. And even season 4, I have a soft spot for, mostly because I remember having the DVD of season 4 as a kid. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if we actually ended up just borrowing it or what, but I remember having season 4 as a kid, and I really, really enjoyed it. But SpongeBob, it's just, how can you not like SpongeBob? I don't even need to continue on about SpongeBob. Just check it out. It's a fun show. Number 4 is The Umbrella Academy. This show is one that I've gotten into in the last 2 or so months. This show has kind of hooked me. It's really honestly hooked me. This show, for me at least personally, has just come out of kind of nowhere. Like, my best friend, actually, I remember when the show first came out, I looked at the premise of it, and I was like, oh, that looks really interesting. I want to check it out. And then I forgot about it. And then a few months ago, my best friend, she suggested, or she was watching it herself, and I was like, oh, I remember, I wanted to watch that one. And she watched through, I forget if it was the first season or both seasons. I think it was just the first season. Then she was like, yeah, I'd love to watch it with you. We ended up watching start of the first season, and I'm like, damn, this is really good. And then by the end of the first season, I was like, can we get into season 2, please? And we binged the shit out of the first 2 seasons. Really, really great show. It's a really, really interesting show with not a lot of people that are well known. Elliot Page is probably the most known cast member on that show. There's another one, Ellen. She's the one that plays she's the older woman in the show. I forget her name. God damn it. She's the one that plays the mastermind or the prosecutor, whatever her name is. I don't even know if her name is Ellen. Ellen Pompeo. Ellen Pompeo, or however you say her name. She's pretty solid in this one. Everyone in the main cast is really, really good in this show. Everyone is really good. They're all labeled 1 through 7, except for Vanya. Vanya is the only one that actually really. Well, they all have names, but they were all given numbers 1 through 7. Like Luther, Five is just called Five, which I really, really like that we don't know Five's name. But it's a really interesting show. Basically, Five, they're all born as orphan. They're all randomly, okay. They're all kids that were born out of nowhere. The women that gave birth to them didn't know they were pregnant. It was literally all of a sudden they were all born, and this man paid, and he was able to get 7 of these kids, and he was able to train them into superheroes. They became kids superheroes. Then when they were adults, they all ended up separating, doing their own thing, but they end up having to come back and reuniting. And Five, who had been gone for a long time, had reappeared as he had time traveled into the future to the end of the world. They have 7 days to prevent the end of the world altogether, and it's a really, really great show. Season 2, I don't know if I'd say Season 2 is better. I might, but I'm not sure. They're really, really good, though. They're really, really good. They're a really, really good show. A pair of seasons, and I can't wait for Season 3 personally. Season 2 takes place in the 60s, which I was not entirely sure about how I would like it, but I really, really enjoyed it. The only one I hated, and still hate, is Allison. Funny enough, she's the only black one and the only female on the show. But her character is written terribly. The storyline she has from when it's in the 60s is so fucking cringy, and I hated every minute of it. Actually, I really liked it because my best friend ended up making it a meme where she'd post like just this sad Spider-Man gif from one of the games. Every time Allison would come on screen, she'd post it, and I was like, oh, yeah, Allison's on screen, and boom, and then she'd send it. It was fun. It's a fun time. If you can get together with a group of friends and watch the show, it's probably a little better that way. I do think it would be good and enjoyable on your own, but if you can watch it with some friends that can laugh with you about the show, it'll be fun. Coming up, number 4, I believe this is. If I don't know if this is going to work for me at this point. No, my apologies. This is number 3. Gravity Falls. This is the best cartoon I've seen. I was alluding to that kind of with SpongeBob, but Gravity Falls is a fantastic show. And funny enough, this is one that only lasted for 2 seasons. It's funny. You look at Umbrella Academy, which just finished their 2nd season. Stranger Things, which has entered 3 seasons. Gravity Falls, I would argue, is kind of ahead of its time. You know, I think it kind of inspired shows like Stranger Things and Umbrella Academy in a way, because it kind of showed these kind of mystery shows that are not more aimed towards kids, but more so like that have some adult themes, but can be funny, and that take place kind of in the past. I would arguably have a theory Gravity Falls takes place in the past. If it doesn't have the cell phones, then my theory works. But it's a show about these 2 kids, Dipper and Mabel, who are sent by their parents to live with their grunkle Stan. And there's a bunch of mysteries that end up going on. There's my favorite character personally, Wendy, gets involved once in a while. There's also Candy, who is fucking great. She's really, really funny in the show. But everyone is really funny. And spoiler for the show, I'll give the thumbs up for when you can tune back in again, but mute yourself and I'll do this. But spoiler, J.K. Simmons ends up coming in as another uncle. I forget his name right now, but J.K. Simmons ends up coming into the show, and it is amazing. The 2 seasons, there's this big dancing triangle Dorito, Bill Cipher, who ends up like owning the world, and there's I forget if it's called Weird Mageddon. It's nuts. It's a really, really fun show, and I really, really liked its 2-season run. And I guarantee, there you go. And I guarantee if this show hadn't gone through 2 seasons, or I guarantee if this show was put out in 2018 and 2019, for example, guarantee you that we'd be getting a 3rd season right now, or at least Alex Hirsch would be asked to do a 3rd or 4th season, something like that. But I think we're gonna get it eventually. I don't know if we're gonna get a full-fledged 3rd season, or if we're just going to get some type of movie or maybe a cameo by Dipper and Mabel eventually in the future. I know Alex Hirsch has done like charity live streams with the voice actors for Dipper and Mabel, which is really awesome, and the voice actor for Grunkle Stan. He's a little known actor. Nobody would really Nobody, I don't think, knows who the voice actor for Grunkle Stan is, so yeah, it's not really worth telling you guys. But Gravity Falls, it's a great show. Gravity Falls is, in my opinion, my favorite animated show. The way the show ends as well, it's beautifully perfect, yet incredibly kind of bittersweet, because spoiler, you want to see them stay in Gravity Falls, but what ends up happening, it's just, like, you feel happy for them, but you're just, like, not underwhelmed, but you're just kind of left on, like, kind of a sour note, which is a good thing, I think. But yeah, Gravity Falls, fantastic show. Number 2, this show was supposed to be in a tie for number 1. However, I've decided to put a certain show at number 1 instead of a tie. So the next show was supposed to be in the tie, but it's at number 2, and that is Better Call Saul. This show, which I only have the first season for right now on DVD, this show is fantastic, and I'm going to spoil it now. Number 1 is Breaking Bad. I don't think I had to give anyone, like, I think it was a no-brainer. Once I said Better Call Saul at number 2, and I said tiebreaker, then people had to have known Breaking Bad was number 1. These two shows, in my opinion, are the greatest TV you will ever see, in my opinion. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul, which is a prequel to Breaking Bad, actually. It shows how Jimmy McGill became Saul Goodman that we know of. I'm really, really excited for the final season that premieres in 2021. Might do some live reviews to it, maybe. Not 100% sure. Maybe. Who really knows? But yeah, Better Call Saul is arguably a better show. I want to see the whole series before I really judge. But, like, honestly, judging between Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, trying to decide which one's better, for me, it's like as thin as one of my hairs. It's like, how? But these two shows are absolutely fantastic. Better Call Saul, like I said, it showcases the transition from Jimmy McGill, of course played by the fantastic Bob Odenkirk. Check out Nobody, coming out in theaters in February. Not sponsored. I have to point that out. Not sponsored, but support your local theater chain things. But it shows the transition from Jimmy McGill into Saul Goodman, and it is fantastic. It's an incredible show. Mike Ehrmantraut, of course, is also in this, which is fantastic. But Better Call Saul is a great show. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but like I said, all I can say, it shows the transition from Jimmy McGill into Saul Goodman with many different things getting in the way. Michael McKean from Clue is in this as Chuck McGill. He is fantastic in this and in Clue as well. Honestly, like the way that Chuck is it's, for me, I find it incredibly fantastic that Michael McKean is able to go from a comedy actor being in Clue and having a little cameo in like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to being a completely serious actor in this. He has very few, I guess you could say, funny moments. He has very, very few moments where it's like not serious and not being a fantastic actor. Well, he's always a fantastic actor in this, but I would say there's very few funny moments when Chuck is on screen, I would say. But yeah, there's also Rhea Seehorn, is I believe how you say her name, who plays, damn it, why can't I remember her name? I feel really bad now. I can't remember her name, but she plays in this show, and she is fantastic. She plays another lawyer who's hired at the same firm as Jimmy McGill. And I know a lot of people are going to be wondering, like, wait, how does he turn to Saul Goodman? All I'm going to say is when you get the reveal of how he turns into Saul Goodman. But Breaking Bad now, and I have to talk about Breaking Bad. This show is fantastic. This show, me and my best friend, we binged it in about a month. We binged all of this show, and I feel really, really shitty because I could have had the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray for like $5, but I was like, no, I want to see it first, and I easily regret not getting those first 2 seasons. But Breaking Bad. This show is fantastic. What, in my opinion, I think turned Bryan Cranston easily into one of the best actors in TV at this time, and probably a box office draw at this point. Check out Your Honor, now on Crave, not sponsored, or at least I think now on Crave. But seriously, he stars as Walter White in this show. Aaron Paul co-stars as Jesse Pinkman, which it's a fucking shocker that Jesse was supposed to be killed off in season 1. Spoiler, sorry. But the fact he wasn't shows how good he is. Basically, Walter White is a cancer. He's a science teacher who suddenly gets diagnosed with cancer, and does not have long to live. And he wants to leave behind a good amount of money for his family to live on for the foreseeable future. His kid Walter Jr. and his pregnant wife Skylar, who is about to have another kid. I forget her name. Daisy, Rosie. I forget her name. But whatever her name is, the little baby. And so he starts to sell meth, and as the show goes on, it gets progressively much better, in my opinion. There's Hank, who's Walter's brother-in-law, who's a DEA agent. His wife, I can't remember her name. I feel really bad. I can't remember her name. But Saul Goodman's also in the show. Oh my, like, there's so many characters, like, I can't remember all of them. But this show is just fantastic. Sit through the first season. The first season is still really good, but as soon as the character of Tuco comes in, the show picks up. The show goes from being like, damn, this is pretty good, to holy shit, I need to watch the next episode right now. It is the greatest thing I've ever seen in television. I don't know why I keep watching television after I've seen Breaking Bad, but this show is fantastic. And of course they did make El Camino a few years back, which I thought was pretty solid. I think it was a really good conclusion to the story of Jesse Pinkman. But yeah, Breaking Bad is 6. I forget if it's 6 or 7. I keep getting confused because, like, there's one season where they're labeling it 2 seasons, but it's it's weird. 6 or 7 seasons. It's fantastic. Every second of this show is amazing. Every episode is amazing. Even Fly, which a lot of people hate, I quite enjoy it. But the finale of this show is so good. Every minute of the show. Crawl Space is probably the best episode in the series, in my opinion. It's the finale and Crawl Space. The final like 5-10 minutes, or like 5 to 8 minutes of Crawl Space are some of the greatest TV I've ever seen, and some of the best acting in a TV show I've seen. It's so amazing, yet so disturbing, seeing how realistic of a mental breakdown Walter White has at the end of the episode. It's just a fantastic show. Please, if you can only watch one show on this list, please check out Breaking Bad. Everybody loves Breaking Bad. At least everyone that is sane, as far as I know, loves Breaking Bad. That has given it a chance, I should say. Please check out Breaking Bad. It is a fantastic show. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite channel includes but not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. My name is Sarah Rice. Subscribe to the Puff Club. Subscribe to the Hasty Club. Subscribe to the Sub Up. If you're a member of the Mod Squad, thank you very much for moderating any streams or videos. Links in the description are my Twitter and my Twitch. My Twitter, I don't use that often. Twitch, I want to start using to stream some video games. I don't know when, though. But yeah, I also have if you want to follow me on there, I do go live occasionally. I want to try and start streaming, like I said, to see how it works compared to YouTube, or see how good the quality is compared to YouTube. I also have the P.O. Box, the Amazon wishlist, and the PayPal in the description. If you do want to send anything via PayPal, it would be greatly appreciated. Never ask for it all. You will get your name on the big-ass not donor board of non-donos. It'll be in the back of the next non-25 Days of Harry video and the stream. Reason I do both is because the streams look very bad, so I do it in the next video just to make up for it. I also have my speedrunning account. Amazon wishlist in the P.O. Box. If you want to send anything my way in the month of December, I will open it up on stream during a special Christmas Day live stream that I will be doing tomorrow. Not sure exactly what time just yet, but it will be before the final video in 25 Days of Harry goes live. Yeah, there will be that. Any other month you will get me a video of me unboxing whatever it is you may or may, if anyone sends me anything, it is greatly appreciated. Never asked for either. Also in the description is my speedrunning account. If once I do get a PS2 controller that works on my my computer, or any controller that works on my computer, I will start speedrunning more games again and doing some video game videos. I do want to do some videos. I think it'd be really fun to look back and play on some classic games. Once I get a good enough computer to do so, some more modern games maybe. Talking like PS2 era, maybe PS3 era if it's decent enough. Yeah. Also in the description is my Discord. I post every time I go live, or just about every time I go live. Yeah, I post just about every time I go live. You guys can talk to me on there as well. It is pretty fun. We have some fun times on there occasionally. And yeah. The final thing in the description as well is my letterbox. That's where I rate and review movies. Very rarely I'll actually review them. Most of the time I just rate them. Yeah, check it out if you want to know what movies I love. Unless you would rather check out the video made for Christmas Day last year, which may or may not be my top 100 movies of all time in 2019. Or if you want to wait until the final video for 25 Days of Harry coming out tomorrow, you can check out the top 100 movies of all time of 2020. Yeah, there's that. You can also check it out if you want to know what movies I hate. Might make a video on that in the future. There hasn't been a big demand for it, but maybe once I do it, people demand a part 2, which, oh god. No, but seriously, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. Check out Breaking Bad. Again, my name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Love you all. Triple Heart Squad. Peace.